As of Thursday morning, Barbados, Martinique, St. Lucia, St. Vincent, and the Grenadines are all under a tropical storm warning, and Floridians may have to brace for tropical weather also in the next few days. Tropical Depression 5 has strengthened into a tropical storm and has been named Elsa by the National Hurricane Center. Elsa is currently producing winds of about 40 miles per hour and is located about 850 miles southeast of the Windward Islands. Again, this is as of Thursday morning. Moving at 25 miles per hour, that storm is expected to hit those islands sometime on Friday and produce up to 8 inches of rainfall there. Of course, our One Caribbean News weather team will keep you up to date on any severe weather, of course, by heading to our website at onecaribbeantelevision.com. And again, Barbados, Martinique, St. Lucia, St. Vincent, and the Grenadines are all under a tropical storm warning as of Thursday morning. And the government in Haiti has yet to vaccinate a single person against COVID-19, but that is soon about to change as 11 ultra-low temperature freezers specially equipped to store COVID-19 vaccines are expected to arrive in Haiti on Thursday. This is in partnership with U.S. Southern Command. Now, Food for the Poor President CEO Ed Rain says he is hopeful that the freezers will lay the groundwork to get vaccines into Haiti. This comes as Haiti is seeing a deadly spike in COVID cases, along with civil unrest and violence, creating a humanitarian crisis in Haiti, which is resulting in overwhelmed hospitals. U.S. Southern Com is responsible for military operations within the Caribbean and Latin America and has a public-private cooperation program that works to build partnerships for humanitarian and disaster relief actions. And meantime, Delta is spreading across America on its way to becoming the dominant COVID-19 strand in the next few weeks. Now, the vaccination plea is continuing. But what about people who can't get vaccinated, like children younger than 12 years old? Well, as Britt Conway explains, medical experts say there are a few questions parents should be asking themselves right now.
I'm concerned about the Delta variant.
And now Delta has been detected in all 50 states and Washington, D.C. For people who've been vaccinated,
there is good evidence that you have a high degree of protection against this virus.
But for those who aren't,
then you are in trouble. This is a serious threat, and we're seeing it spread among unvaccinated people.
So what about kids under 12? There's no approved vaccine for them yet. Health experts say it depends.
Is there a lot of virus spreading in your community? Are vaccination rates high or low in your community? Are you in a job, for example, or work setting where you're exposed to a lot of people who are unvaccinated and who may be carrying the virus and who are unmasked?
Depending on your answers.
I think it's very reasonable for parents to consider wearing a mask.
And for kids,
if your kids are old enough to wear masks, then they should when they're indoors, at least until we can get our arms around this Delta variant. This requires parents and really anyone to have some situational awareness of what their region looks like, what their state looks like, what their county looks like in terms of vaccination rates and Delta variants.
As for when there could be an approved vaccine for kids younger than 12,
an optimistic forecast is by the fall. But it may not be to the end of the year potentially.
Until then, it's all about vigilance against the virus.
The virus wins when we let our guard down, when we take our eye off the ball.
I'm Britt Conway reporting.
And the U.S. Coast Guard Tuesday repatriated 18 Cuban nationals who were found at sea this week attempting to illegally migrate into the United States. The 18 men were located on 3 separate boats. They were making their way through the Florida Straits in an attempt to reach the U.S. shores. Now, the men were brought back to a dock 32 miles west of Havana. The men will now spend 15 days in a state-run quarantine facility before returning to their homes. And scientists monitoring the Lasso-free volcano in St. Vincent say there is no new lava dome and that the volcano, since that last explosion on April 22nd, is continuing its decline trend. Volcanologists at the Montserrat Volcano Observatory, Dr. Adam Stitton, last week, had been working and taking photographs over the summit crater, and based on that mapping work, it is safe to say there is no evidence of any lava dome occurring inside that new crater. Stitton, who is responsible for monitoring and mapping the activity and deposits generated by the Lasso-free Hills volcano in Montserrat, says that's good news.
but there's no evidence of a lava dome. There's no evidence of any significant changes inside the new crater. Any changes that are occurring are a result of erosion of the slopes of the inner walls of the crater, caused by simply the loose material slumping down into the crater or being washed down by rainfall. So what we have is the maps that I am in the process of producing clearly show there is no new lava dome or any sign of lava dome growth inside this new crater. So based on the mapping work that I did last week, the new crater seems to be about 800 to 1,000 meters in diameter. So it's a fairly sizable crater, and is up to about 200 meters deep. So as I said, that's a pretty sizable crater, and it's clearly excavated down below the surface or down below the level of the floor of the old summit crater. And it is still possible to see remnants of the 1979 lava dome in sort of the northeastern and eastern sectors of the rim of the new crater.